Today, we're recapping Anyone But You, directed by Will Gluck. Bea, played by Sydney Sweeney, a driven and idealistic law student at Boston University, has her life mapped out, until she meets Ben, played by Glenn Powell, a charming and laid-back Goldman Sachs employee during a chance encounter at a local coffee shop. Sparks fly instantly. What starts as flirtation quickly turns into a spontaneous, magical day full of laughter, connection, and vulnerability. They end the night at Ben's place, where they fall asleep on the couch in each other's arms. However, the next morning, Bea quietly leaves, overwhelmed by how fast things moved. Moments later, she changes her mind and returns, only to overhear Ben with his best friend Pete, played by Gata, sarcastically downplaying their night together. Crushed and misinterpreting his words, Bea walks away without confronting him, unaware that Ben is actually hurt by her vanishing act and is only trying to save face. 6 months pass. Bea's personal life is unraveling. She's quietly dropped out of law school and broken up with her fiancé, Jonathan, played by Darren Barnett, but hasn't told her parents yet. Meanwhile, fate brings her and Ben back together when Bea's sister Hallie, played by Hadley Robinson, becomes engaged to Pete's sister Claudia, played by Alexandra Shipp, uniting their two friend groups for a destination wedding in Sydney, Australia. From the moment they reunite, Bea and Ben are at odds, snarky, passive-aggressive, and visibly uncomfortable. Each blames the other for the disastrous end to their perfect day. Their unresolved tension creates friction within the tightly knit wedding party, and matters get worse when both their exes, Margaret for Ben and Jonathan for Bea, unexpectedly arrive for the festivities. Concerned that Bea and Ben's animosity might derail the joyful atmosphere of the wedding, their friends and family conspire to push the two together. Seeing through the setup, Bea and Ben make a pact. They'll pretend to be a couple. For Ben, it's a chance to make Margaret jealous. For Bea, it's a buffer against her overbearing parents, who want her to reconcile with Jonathan. Their charade starts awkwardly, but quickly escalates into flirtatious banter, heated chemistry, and accidental intimacy. Public displays of affection grow more genuine. During a boat party, they perform a cheeky reenactment of Titanic, culminating in Bea falling into Sydney Harbor. Ben immediately jumps in after her, and while stranded on a buoy, the walls between them finally break. Bea confesses she dropped out of law school, and they talk honestly about what happened after their first meeting. They agree to go sightseeing at the Opera House together, a symbolic restart. Later that night, they give in to their feelings and sleep together. But in a vulnerable moment, Bea casually refers to her recent choices, including Ben, as mistakes. Though unintentional, her words wound him, and Ben quietly leaves the next morning, heartbroken and unsure of where he stands. At the wedding rehearsal, Ben inadvertently reveals to Bea's parents that she dropped out of law school. Bea feels exposed and betrayed, especially after the emotional intimacy they shared. Both admit their relationship was fake, and tensions boil over. Meanwhile, Hallie and Claudia argue, and it seems the wedding itself might be in jeopardy. Ben, shaken by the fallout and newly self-aware, realizes that he's been afraid to be vulnerable with Bea because he's scared it won't last. Urged by friends and inspired by love, he devises a grand gesture. First, he convinces Bea to fake a reunion for the ceremony's sake, an act of goodwill. But during the reception, Ben sees Margaret kiss him on the cheek and notices Bea misreading the situation. She flees, heartbroken again. Realizing what he's about to lose, Ben makes a rom-com-worthy leap, literally, off a cliff into the Pacific, hitches a ride on a rescue helicopter and flies to the Opera House, where Bea has gone to be alone. There, Ben finally lays his heart bare. He tells her he didn't leave because he didn't care. He left because he did, and feared that loving her would be another mistake. Bea responds that their night together was the first thing in a long time she hasn't regretted. They kiss and reconcile, returning triumphantly to the wedding reception as a real couple. Hallie and Claudia reveal their fight was a setup to nudge them together. In a final twist of rom-com fate, the discarded exes, Jonathan and Margaret, find comfort in each other's company, hinting at a new beginning. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe below to watch more movie recaps with Brian. Comment below which movie you'd like to see recapped next.